Let's go!
From Nintendo and Illumination.
The Super Mario Brothers can take care of the kingdom.
Comes a super-powered adventure. On April 1st.
Pack our things.
The galaxy gets even bigger.
He knows that's my bike, right?
Yes.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie. Rated PG. Only theaters April 1st. Get tickets now.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right. We've done all the work for you. All you have to do is press play and listen. And you can call me Band Curious. My name is Justin. I'm your humble host. And I like to get together with my friends and talk about bands and find out why it is that they love them, or in this case, why a band doesn't get more attention. Today we are going to be talking about Candlebox. And, you know, our 90s panel of either forgotten or under-respected or whatever you want to call it bands, we're back together again. We did Live, Bush, a bunch of bands like that last year. And we still have the panel together on Discord. And Bryan, I want to say we were getting something else together. And you kind of hopped in there and you were like, hey, what about Candlebox?
Yeah. It just came up. I don't know. I was listening to one of the newer Candlebox albums or songs or something like that, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh, we should talk about that on the program." Then I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna bombard this panel and be like." Yeah, so let's all do Candlebox.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I thought it'd be perfect. It's one of those bands. It's actually good that I'm doing this with Peter, because it was to me, this is the same thing as what happened to me with Blind Melon, where I got the first album and I loved it and I played it all the time. And it stayed in rotation. I try to listen to the first Candlebox album, I don't know, at least once every couple months. I'll put it on. And it was one of my favorite albums when it came out. And then I just never went farther until later in life. It wasn't until later I was like, I should, give Candlebox more of a listen. And they seem like one of those overhated bands. They were I'm sure we'll get into this, but they were labeled a fake grunge band because they were from Seattle, but didn't break out until a year or two after everybody else did. And it just I don't know, people. I don't know what people's problem with them was, because you hear all the stories about back in the day about Lane and Chris Cornell being friends forever, and even when Eddie, who was from San Diego, came up, he was a roommate with Chris, and they were all tied to Andy Wood, but you never heard anything about Kevin Martin. That name never came up, and I don't know. They just became hated for some reason.
It is interesting, and Peter, you'd mentioned this in the chat, and I kind of already referenced it in this conversation. This is just kind of one of those bands, right? So you kind of almost immediately were like, "Yeah, man, I'll do Candlebox." So talk to me about it.
Yeah, I liked them from the first album on, and I really liked the second album, Lucy. And I think the main reason why they were hated was also because they were from Seattle, but didn't run in the same crowds as the other guys did, but also because they were the first band signed to Madonna's album label.
Oh.
So everybody was like, fuck those guys. But, I mean, musically, they were good. I mean, they kind of have a Pearl Jam vibe, but not really. Yeah, I just think they deserve another look by people.
Yeah, and this is what I came to, and we'll get into specifics as we go to the songs. They're very clearly kind of put in that one-hit wonder category, maybe even less than considered one-hit wonder, like possibly considered just forgotten, just a band. And it's interesting. I never had any strong feelings about this band, but like the two songs I knew going in, I remember when they came out really liking them, but never enough to buy the record, never enough to follow up with them because I didn't buy the record, and I don't remember anything else from them, period. Like after, I don't recall the second record coming out and to any kind of fanfare. I don't recall any radio play for that, but I mean, you can still hear the two songs on rock stations here. So they did something right, like I don't want to like, gloss this band as like, oh man, you're really missing out on some really amazing band. Like, but I do think any hate that they get is completely unwarranted. And I do think it does kind of live very comfortably next to that live category of they have one really great record. I'd argue they have two, like their first two are really good. And then they have more records, like they kept going. And it's, I don't know, I think the most apt would be like to compare them to Not a Surf, like not sound wise, but like Not a Surf somehow, I guess, changed their sound enough to like kind of get embraced by the indie crowd, which ultimately I think is what happened to Candlebox, is they didn't modify their sound in a way that they could get adopted by some other crowd. But I mean, if you're guys our age, you're into alt music, there's no reason you shouldn't like Candlebox, at least the first two records. There's literally no reason for it. We took a selection here, Brian. Like we didn't take everything because surprisingly there's a lot.
Yeah.
So when we finally narrowed it down to the 6 that we were going to take, like as you start kind of going through this, like what are you looking for to pull out for your 20?
I figure just the ones that grab me the most. I know that the first album was a big hit, so I did kind of the same thing I did with Bush, where when we did Bush, I was like, all right, well, let me find the songs that sound like the first album deeper in the discog and try to pull those forward. But I kind of did that with this, but I kind of didn't. There are a couple songs, and like in like the last two albums on the playlist anyway, they went kind of a different direction, a little more pop rock. A couple songs I was like, is this Foo Fighters?
Yeah.
Because like it sounded more like a Foo Fighters type song. A lot more like, radio friendly. But yeah, I kind of just went with it was tough to do. Like I really struggled, and I knew I would struggle at picking which songs off the first album I would use. But I did really struggle later on with the other tracks as to like what I would take and wouldn't take. So it's pretty much just whatever rose to the top for me.
So Peter, as somebody who kind of rode with the band for a little while, like what are you looking at? Because again, some of this is new to you as well. Like or at least, revisited. What are you looking to bring forward when you start putting your 20 together?
My list is a little front loaded, admittedly, because I followed them up until Happy Pills, and then I kind of fell off from there. But then I listened to the rest of their stuff, and I was like, yeah, there's some good shit here. But I also wanted to point out the songs that weren't the big hits that I think people would like. And there's a lot of songs from the first three albums that weren't singles that I think people would appreciate.
I think I kind of fell into that same category as you, Peter. Like, I'm definitely front loaded. And the only reason I don't have the entirety of the first two, which, is an old trope that we come back to on this show, is because I did appreciate the albums after that. I did enjoy them. It wasn't like, oh, none of this deserves to be here. It was more so, the job here is to get somebody into the band. And I think our best way to do that is to front load and go, hey, by the way, also these later records have stuff. So, it could make gameplay hard, but I feel like, kind of to your point, Peter, that the stuff beyond the hits on the first two could really grab somebody because they're good. And I hesitate to say the word shocked at how much I enjoyed the first record, because that always happens with especially with bands like these, where I kind of finally push play. Most recently we did this with Everclear. I finally pushed play and I was like, oh yeah, duh. Like, okay, this is essentially in my wheelhouse anyway. Like, there's no way I wasn't going to like it. Is it a top 10 record? No, but like, it's a record that deserves my ear. So, yeah, like it feels like, I don't know, like the hits here, I don't know. I mean, are probably going to rise to the top, but is there enough, Bryan? Is there enough hits that it makes the list easy? And based on everything we're kind of talking about here, how many do you think we get through unanimously?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough because I think there's only a couple home runs. I think we have a solid 3 or 4 home runs, and then we're gonna accidentally find each other again.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna stick in the middle and just go with 5.
I mean, yeah, that seems like the safe play here. What do you think, Peter?
That's what I was gonna pick. I guess I'll go with 6 because I think we might have some surprises here.
There's one that I got as an answer a couple times that I don't have on my list that I easily could have, and that's the one that's kind of throwing me off of the positive train that you took, Peter, of going up to 6. It leads me more towards Bryan's 5 and more towards maybe perhaps 4. But that said, I did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs that people answered that were on my list. So I'm going to take a wild swing here. Oh boy. I'm going to take a wild I don't want it anyway. I don't know why I'm acting like this. 8. I'm going to go with 8. I don't want to win anyway.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to take the wild swing. Again, hey man, if we get it, that means we've got 8 correct. We've only got 1 that we got to talk about, and then I can pick whatever song I want, and there we go.
Right.
So it means we did well if I win. So I'm for it. All right, we are going to take a quick pause, and when we come back on the other side, we are going to play the game. It's to Program Jack. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. We are now going to, the 3 of us have listened to a selection of the Candlebox discography and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you in case you have never given Candlebox the time of day. And I feel like there's 2 ways to start this off. There's the one like super obvious one, and then the other one that's slightly less obvious that is the first song by them I heard. And I think I'm leaning towards that one because this is hilarious because I had completely forgotten about this song until we started doing this. And when it came up, I was like, oh yeah, duh, this is Candlebox. I forgot. And when I heard it the first time, I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And then when I heard it now, I was like, yeah, this is a really great song. I feel like it really represents them well. And there is a nostalgia play here because it kind of did take me back to high school. And maybe I'm leaning towards that. But I'm going to start with You.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
Right? It's for you. Oh, man. I can't believe I forgot about that song. Like, I mean, it didn't take me long. Like those first, notes. I was like, oh yeah, duh. Dum bum ba dum bum bum bum. Like, oh yeah, cool. All right, hold on. Let me get that going here. My computer is having a hard time. Surprisingly enough, I only got that one once when I asked. I didn't get a lot of people answering this question. So, I mean, I'm not surprised to see it show up, but I am surprised that, I don't know, like I didn't even get any hate when I asked this question. Usually you get the who, none. Didn't get any of that either. Interesting. So, all right. You is in, and we're moving over to Bryan.
Wow. All right. Ooh. Sorry. We have a crazy thunderstorm just hit.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. That was loud. Okay. I'm not gonna go for the next easy answer. I'm gonna go for my easiest answer. My favorite song on the first album, Cover Me.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have that one. That is a super easy pushover for me because that is one. Again, I could make a case for most of that first record. That one I'm clearly wrong on because, again, I didn't get a ton of answers, but a lot of people, or two of the however many people, both answered Cover Me, and one of them even said it's their favorite Candlebox song. So clearly I was in the wrong there. I have no problem bumping that through if there's room for it. So I'll be a soft pushover on that one. All right, that gets the 2, gets to hang around. Peter?
I just want to point out that I think it's kind of hilarious that on their first album they have a song called You, and they also have a song called Don't You.
Yeah.
So Don't You is my pick for this round.
Yeah, I got it.
I didn't take Don't You. It's only because I had to make some hard cuts. It was one of those songs I'm like, it just gameplay. Like I knew Justin was going to take it because it's the first track.
Mm-hmm.
Gets you right into Candlebox. It starts off with that very Soundgarden type sound. So yeah.
Yeah,
like it definitely hits you with Seattle grunge immediately. But yeah.
All right. Gets a 2, gets to hang around. I'll leave the other one hanging out there for a little bit because I feel like we're gonna have it anyway. So we can try out some other records here. I'm gonna move on to Lucy, which again, I was more shocked at how much I liked Lucy rather than Self-Titled because Self-Titled came at a time where I knew I already liked 2 of the songs. Came out at a time that I probably would have liked it had I listened to them then. Lucy is the follow-up, and I was like, oh man, cool. Like, I had a lot harder time cutting stuff from Lucy than I did Self-Titled. I'll start right off the top. How about Simple Lessons?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. We got that one I wonder if that one was a single because that was an answer that we got.
Yeah, that was a single.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't remember hearing it on the radio, but I don't live in a huge market. I live in Hartford, so
Yeah.
we don't always get the best stuff here.
Well, kind of similarly, like if it got radio play, I did not hear it. So, and that's not to kind of pass the buck. So, I mean, sure, was it a radio song? Would most Candlebox fans know it? Yes. But if you're like me and didn't hear it on the radio, then you should. And thankfully, all three of us had it and agree that, yes, you should hear this song. So, boom. Simple Lessons is in. Peter? I'm sorry, I skipped Bryan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay. So surprisingly, I hadn't heard this record before. But I actually really liked it. The album, hold on a minute. What was it called? Into the Sun. Like, I never heard that record before, and I was like, this is actually really good. I had a really tough time with that, cutting songs off it. I'm gonna go off that. Let's go with Breathe Me In.
Oh, I don't have
No.
No.
Right in the
Unfortunately, we're going to have some of this. All right. Now it's your turn, Peter.
There we go.
This is probably my favorite song from Lucy. I like the way that Kevin's voice cracks during the bridge. It's understanding.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I can't make it unanimous, but it gets the 2 and gets to hang around.
All right.
All right. All right, let's stop the nonsense. I thought one of you guys would have taken it because I kept leaving it there.
Yeah.
I mean, no better time than the present. Far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this song, first of all, it's good. So, like, it's not like I wasn't going to take it because it's a good song. I could see this being our number one. I could see us going away from it just because, it's the obvious one. But it's just good, man. So, like, it has to be here. It has to be on this list. Whether it's the number one or not, that's for us to decide at another point. It deserves to be on this list. So,
And I don't remember how long after. I don't know, maybe Peter remembers, but it came out after, quite a bit after the song came out, that the song was actually about Andy Wood. And it was the first time I ever heard, Kevin being in that group. You know what I mean? But, and again, like it felt like he wasn't like one of like the cool boys, like in Seattle, so like he wasn't part of the group. But then I don't know. I think that's just part of, like, why they got, like, so much hate. Like I said, they came out 2 years after everybody else did. They took more of the classic rock route, like Pearl Jam did, but they didn't have Eddie Vedder, so they didn't have, like, like the stage presence or the aura of, Mr. Vedder. So, yeah, I was actually surprised when I found out years later that the song was about Andy Wood, but I was like, okay, like, I don't know if he's saying that to be a poser or what.
I think Andy's death just shook the entire scene at the time.
Yeah, like the whole town was in mourning. Like it destroyed, like, all of Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, and for the record, of course, this was the song that got the most response. Most people said so. All right, with that, we're up to 3 unanimous, and I feel like the rest of this is an open ball game. Bryan.
I'm gonna go with title track Lucy.
No, well, no.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, all right. That's another 2. Boom and boom. And for the record, that is an answer that I got. So, yet another song that I will be a soft pushover if we need. All right, Peter?
I'm gonna jump to Happy Pills, and this song got a little bit of radio play in my area. So I'm not expecting this to be a home run, but 10,000 Horses.
Oh,
Yeah, I have it.
I do not, but it was a late cut. Did not get that as an answer, so I did not assume that it was a radio hit, or a radio song, I should say. You know, anything after Lucy, we probably have to like be careful, cautious with the word hit. But I did see that it was one of the top songs on Spotify, so like it did give me like I did consider it. I just didn't come back to it. So no real reason, just didn't have it. All right. I'll try a Happy Pills track too. How about the title track, Happy Pills?
Oh yeah, I've got that one.
I don't have that one.
Okay. Now I'm starting to feel like I should have gone negative. But I think, let's see, 3, 5, 8. We're almost out of NTP at least.
Yeah, we got a couple more. I think we're gonna hit. So,
All right. Brian?
you never know.
Brian, it is your turn.
All right. Scrolling, messed up. Okay, this was one of like the single tracks that Peter had thrown in the list, and I really liked it. And then I researched it and found out that it was a B-side to You. So maybe that's why I liked it, because it belonged on the first album, didn't make the cut. All Away.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
I don't.
That's funny. sometimes we bring them just because they should be heard, right? Like sometimes, sometimes, hey, this really should be on our list. But
yeah. Well, when you go to go to album, it says like 2019,
right?
And I'm like, oh, what the heck is this? But then I actually looked it up on Wikipedia and found out it was from '93, like it was a B-side to You. So
what's funny is I pretty much had the same feeling. I was like, oh man, this sounds like it probably was something from earlier on. I didn't do the research because why would I? Why would I know what I'm talking about? All right, so it gets a 2, and just like that, we're out of NTP. Worst case scenario, all 10 songs that have more than one person on them go in. So that's our worst case scenario at this point. Brian's was Pull Away, so Peter.
A song from the self-titled album that I think needs more appreciation is Arrow.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I don't have Arrow. I love that freaking record. Freaking song too. At the arrow, I have more from the first album. It was tough cutting those songs.
I remember that was on the soundtrack to the Woodstock '94 album.
I always forget about Woodstock '94 because it kind of went off without a hitch, whereas '99, of course, was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I always remember Woodstock '94 because Nine Inch Nails coming out covered in mud, doing their set like that.
Yeah, I remember watching that like on like MTV. We showed it like at the all the mud people and the like a mud fight with Green Day and
yeah, that too.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
All right. I'll try another Lucy track. How about Drowned?
Yes.
I don't like the way Peter said that because it made me sound like I messed up.
Well, for the record, like it is an answer I got, so it seems like it might be a common answer for some. Okay, Brian.
I write it down. All right, I'm going back to my self-titled. My other favorite track on self-titled, Blossom.
Ooh, very good, but no.
No.
Peter.
I'm gonna try a song from one of the later albums. The song sounded like they were getting into a little Jeff Buckley territory.
Yes.
This is Lover Come Back to Me.
Yeah, I knew exactly where you're going when you said Jeff Buckley.
Well, we get the 2, but I don't have it. So
It surprised me. It's a good song.
Yeah. As soon as I thought the same thing, and as soon as you said Jeff Buckley, I'm like, yes.
looks like we're going to have ourselves a little conversation here. I mean, we may not be anywhere near any of us getting a final say, but we're going to have ourselves a conversation. All right. I'll try a later record one. How about something off of Into the Sun? How about A Kiss Before Dying?
I don't have that one.
No, I don't.
Bend. Okay. All right. It was bound to happen eventually. All right, Brian.
Part of me just wants to go in order here. How about Blinders?
No.
No.
All right, I'm striking out.
Peter?
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna go back to the first album, Change.
Yes.
One of the few regrets that I had when I was.
That's the other one that I had earmarked as a home run.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I get that because, like, when I went to go listen back to it today, I was like, should I try to make room for this? And then who wants to do last minute work on their list? Not me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened there. I was like, man, I really probably should have. And to be fair, I'm fairly certain it was on my first pass, and I'm fairly certain that it made my initial second pass, and then it just kind of was one of those last couple cuts that had to go. So, all right, this one, I'm doing very poorly on my paper. All right, well, I'm going to try another Lucy track because I've got a mark as this was something that got answered. How about Best Friend?
Yeah, I've got that one.
I don't.
Interesting. I don't know if we got any more homers in us, which is fine. But it just means this conversation is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
It's going to be brutal. All right, so we'll take that. All right. Brian?
All right. I think this is the only this is one of the later albums. Yeah. This is the only song off this album I took. I took it mostly because it was it sounds like Foo Fighters. Youth in Revolt.
Yeah, I got that.
All right.
I don't.
All right, I'll take it.
Take it
Another
2.
2.
Take it 2. This is gonna be brutal, friends.
Yeah.
All right, Peter.
I'll try another track from one of the later albums. This was on The Long Goodbye, and it just kind of scratches that itch for me. It's Punks.
No.
No.
Nope.
All right. Where do I go?
13. Oh my god.
Let me try one of these Wolves tracks. How about All Downhill from Here?
No.
No.
Bend. Okay. Brian?
I think all I have left are later tracks. So let's go Into the Sun title track.
No.
No.
Okay, so I'm sensing we might be rapidly approaching dump out territory. All right, Peter?
This was on Disappearing in Airports, and I felt like this was kind of a return to the sound of the first album. Vexatious.
No.
I don't.
All right. I'm thinking we go one more and then dump
Right.
out.
Yeah, I'm running out of stuff here.
I got 5.
Okay, yeah, so that sounds about right. One last attempt at it.
Holy cow. It is like black. It looks like the middle of the night right here now.
Very good. Very good. Well, let's just find out. Because it's from the Waterboy soundtrack. How about Glowing Soul?
Oh man. I wanted to take that so bad. And it took me a minute before I read the title fully. And I replayed that first like 10 seconds or 30 seconds over and over. I'm like, where do I know this from?
All right. Sounds like it got into the bin, though.
Yeah.
All right. Brian?
How about Bothered?
I got it.
All right.
I don't.
Oh,
I'll take that 2 and make this harder.
add another. That's what, 14 twos?
Something like that. All right. Peter?
Butterfly from Lucy.
No.
I don't.
All right. Boom. So I'm going to dump out from here. Let me shuffle this and we will start from the top. Come on. There we go. All right. What do I got left here? Starting at the beginning, off of self-titled Mother's Dream.
No.
No.
Hard cut for me.
Okay. Let's see. My last one from Lucy. How about It's Amazing?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to Happy Pills, Belmore Place.
Nope.
No.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Moving on to Into the Sun, Underneath It All.
Yes.
No.
All right. Yet another 2. All right. I already did that one. From Love Stories, how about Believe in It?
No.
No.
Okay. And last but not least, this is a statement and the name of the song. Let Me Down Easy.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right. So we only did 3 unanimous, and 2 of those are like, no does. And apparently the third one was a no does as well. So
Yeah.
all right, let me shift this up and see if you guys can make this conversation a little bit harder, because that's what we need. Brian?
A stone's throw away.
No.
All right. We.
Nope.
Red. Whoops. Oh, I caught the wrong color. Sometimes.
No.
I missed it.
He said no.
Oh, okay, red. All right.
All right, and then the one in between that was we.
Yeah, we.
There it is. There it is.
I don't think I've ever had 7 in the bin before. This was a terrible performance by me.
I mean, when you look at it, I think we were all in the bin a lot. I also want to point out that sometimes was an answer that I did get.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
you weren't. That isn't a wild pick. It just didn't find Peter or I.
Yeah.
All right, and just for posterity, I suppose, and shits and gigs, Peter, what do you got left?
I had Rain and He Calls Home.
Oh, Rain is good.
Rain.
He Calls Home is good too. Damn it.
All right. So 3 through, all, pretty much, you Simple Lessons far behind. Those are the ones we would think. Let's see. How many 2s do we got here? 16.
A lot.
16, I think. Yeah. All right. I'm going to run it down. And then, so we got Cover Me, Don't You, Understanding, Lucy, 10,000 Horses, Happy Pills, Pull Away, Arrow, Drowned. Lover Come Back to Me, Change, Best Friend, Youth in Revolt, Bothered, Underneath It All, Let Me Down Easy. So my first instinct is to take Cover Me. You guys both had it. It was one of the answers that I got the most. So it feels like that's a miss on my part. We have 7 spots. I feel like we're hurting nothing if we go ahead and bump that through.
Yeah, bump it up.
All right.
Do it.
Boom. So as I go down that list, Brian, is there one jumping out at you that we feel like we need?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at the ones that I missed out on. Don't You, Happy Pills, Arrow, Drowned, Best Friend, Let Me Down Easy. Out of the ones that I missed, well, I don't know. I also want to see Change in there, but do we start getting to the point where we're already overloading with the first record? But at the same time, Change and Arrow are both so good.
Yeah.
And then it becomes is Don't You like the sacrificial lamb so Change and Arrow can move on, or
Yeah.
because I kind of both want Change and Arrow.
Showing your hand a little bit.
And then maybe also Pull Away, because you can trick people into thinking it's a new Candlebox song.
That's true.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say.
I guess the first question is how important is album representation here? That's a group wide question. Is it important that we cover as much as possible, do we think?
I think we got to show some love for Lucy and Happy Pills at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I need something from Lucy, either a title track or, which I'd be fine with. What's my big thing here? Understanding or Bothered. Those are all good. Best Friend, I missed that. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put my vote behind Best Friend, because was it Best Friend or Drowned? What was the one that I didn't have, and Peter was like, of course.
I think that one was Drowned.
Okay, yeah. All right, now I'm gonna turn my vote back to. I'm gonna push through Drowned.
Okay. I mean, again, we've got plenty of space here, so.
Yeah.
All right. So that gives us another Lucy track. So same question to you, Peter. Is there a track that's kind of jumping out at you at this point?
10,000 Horses from Happy Pills.
Okay. I mean, as noted, that one wasn't something that I lightly cut. I had it on my first pass, so Boom, boom, boom. That brings us up to 6.
Okay.
All right. And so we've got 1 through from Happy Pills, 2 through from Lucy, 3 through from Self-Titled. I think this is where we start looking at that question of, do we load it up here with just Self-Titled and Lucy? I mean, ultimately, I think ultimately that does the trick, like, of what we're trying to do, get people into the band. Because I think that if you can get them into these first 3 records, I think you can get people to venture into the other records that we covered on their own. I mean, I'm open to getting something later in if we feel like there's something strong enough at this point. And again, we still have 4 spots left. So is there, I guess the question, I posed that question to you, Brian. Like, I know you had talked about Change and Arrow. I think this is where we start having those.
Also, like, if like I said, the later album, Into the Sun, really kind of grabbed me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I would push for one of those songs, either Lover Come Back to Me was still in there, or what else was in there?
Underneath It All.
Underneath It All.
All right.
I would probably choose Lover Come Back to Me out of both of them.
Okay. And I would guess that would probably be your pick as well if it was between those 2, Peter.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
All right. We'll be soft here and we'll go ahead and grab that.
All right.
And that brings us up to 7. All right. So now we're really looking at what album representation needs to be here, Peter. We've only got 3 spots left. Are we just loading up, front loading at this point, do you think?
Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
This is your fix.
I'm your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences. It's intoxicating.
The writers just know how to trick you.
There's always a twist in this show.
Tell Me Lies, the official podcast, January 6th, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies, January 13th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
I guess so, because the next one that I'm looking at is Understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with that. Boom. Let's grab it. 8.
That's from Lucy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
All right. So if we're down to the last 2, now we really got to be looking at just strongest songs, right?
Well, strongest songs, Change is the strongest song left.
I mean, I've made the most concessions so far, but I also don't mind making the most concessions. So, boom, let's grab that. I mean, my immediate thought for 10 is Arrow.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's something else jumping out at you, Peter.
Nothing that's better than Arrow.
Yeah.
All right, so let's grab.
I mean, yeah. If we're going for strongest, then I mean, it's gonna be, first album heavy. But I'm sorry, that first album's like a 10 out of 10.
I think it does the trick of what we're trying to do. So let's get them into that first record and hope they can find the rest on their own. So let's grab Arrow as our number 10. We'll run.
Well, it didn't work that way for the band.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. What can you do? All right. So here we go. We have You, Simple Lessons, Far Behind, Cover Me, Drowned, 10,000 Horses, Lover Come Back to Me, Understanding, Change, and Arrow. As mentioned, it is front heavy. but by design. If I read you those 10 songs, Brian, which one is the one?
I mean, I don't want to just do the thing. So, I usually try to pick one of the unanimous ones as the front.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know if we want to do that thing. Put like the one top 40 song that played on pop stations.
I know, right?
Or we just throw a wrench and say like Simple Lessons.
Look, not to interrupt you, but if I'm being honest, I'm looking at you or Simple Lessons.
Okay.
So, like, I understand the thought of Far Behind.
Yeah.
But it did, to your point before, it didn't work for the band.
Right.
So
I'm pretty sure I've heard Far Behind in the grocery store. So I think
yes.
I think people are already familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, I agree. It should be either you or Simple Lessons.
I mean, you'd already put Simple Lessons out there, Brian. Do you think you go for the one we're fairly certain people haven't heard? Or do you try to hope that they're like me and go, oh yeah, with you?
I think maybe just go with Simple Lessons because it's got that heavy grungier start to it. It's not off the first record. So maybe people are like, oh wow, this is good and it sounds Seattle, but it's not from a record from 1992.
I'm totally with it.
Yeah.
I am totally with it. So Simple Lessons is our number one. We'll run down this list one last go, and we will get on out of here. So Simple Lessons, again, is our number one. You, Far Behind, Cover Me, Drowned, 10,000 Horses, Lover Come Back to Me, Understanding, Change, and Arrow rounds out our 10. With that, let's let Simple Lessons get a moment in the sun. Very Seattle-y, very Candlebox. I think we did the job here, gents. I feel like we did it. Boom, boom, boom. You're now a Candlebox fan. You're welcome. Or at least you're off the hate Candlebox train, because that's nonsensical. Again, they don't have to be your favorite band. There's just no need to hate them. It's dumb. They're just a 90s band that sounds like a 90s band. If you like 90s music, there's really no reason to hate them. So get off it, man. If you want to get off that and get on this, which is another song, you can go to patreon.com/oh hi Justin. $1 a month will get you in the door. It truly does support the show and me specifically if you do that. $1 gets you in the door and it gets you deprogrammed before the rest of the world. After the fact conversation, which this will be our 300th after the fact conversation today. It gets you that immediately. The occasional oh hi Justins, which is ever increasing or ever decreasingly, and whatever else things happen there. It also gets you immediate access to our Discord server, the Legion of Stupid Discord. Gives you an invite. Come on, hang out there. We are growing a tree. There's music leagues. There is places to talk about deprogrammed. There are all sorts of stuff happening there, counting as well. Let's not forget that. All that's happening in the Legion of Stupid Discord. And if you kick up to $5, there's other channels that you'll gain access to through Patreon. So check all that out. Very helpful. Again, the podcast space is quite crowded and it's very hard to make money in. I know, boo-hoo, but that's just the reality of it. Man, you don't want to pledge money, but you do want to join the Discord. I understand it, man. Times is tough. just ask me for a link. I'll get you the invite link, and you can just come in, join, and do all that stuff we were talking about in the Legion of Stupid Discord. It's good times had by all. Man, maybe you just want to listen. That's cool too, man. We are a podcast, and that is what you do with podcasts. You can listen to it, but if you are, maybe you want to leave a comment. If you're listening on Spotify, you can leave comments, and I can comment back. We can have ourselves a nice little conversation about whatever band. Maybe you disagree on some of our Candlebox choices. Understandable. Let's talk about it. But if you're going to do that, please consider giving a 5-star rating. It does help us get seen in the algorithm. Same thing goes for Apple Podcasts. A 5-star review goes a long way. The only thing with Apple Podcasts is I can't comment back. We can have a conversation if we do it on Spotify. I can't do that on Apple Podcasts. So that's your choice. Wherever you're listening to this show, please hit the subscribe button. Again, things that super help out. Hitting the subscribe button, hitting the share button. Sharing is indeed caring. And of course, the absolute best way you can help us is by telling somebody that you listen to the show. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, and you should too. And with that, Candlebox. Learn and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.